What's up, guys? This is Just Saying Lore, and welcome to another Frospunk video. Lore. This time around, we're gonna have a little bit of a short adventure, talking about some interesting things as it relates to the game's lore and a few other things. Let's get into it. Over the past few weeks, months, and an entire year, Frospunk has somehow managed to freeze the hearts of many gamers, providing them with the choice of being a religious fanatic leader and at the same time being a dictator as well. However, a few questions have been asked by the community, one of which is in relation to Her Majesty's government and the royal family and the Queen. Now, surrounding this particular issue, people must have some speculation as to whether or not she might have survived the deep freeze and the chaos taking place within the civilized nations, or what was left of civilization, and escaped to some foreign place within the Frostland. And if that is the case, or if that is what you are thinking, you're correct. Based on the game's lore, we know that there were many different types of ships capable of doing vast amounts of things. Land dreadnoughts were used as colony ships to eventually lead to the construction of city sites, along with new machinery being developed for other particular resources that might make an appearance but have been lost to the Frostland. Nature might have reclaimed majority of the area, but Her Majesty's Empire and her and the government somehow found a way to escape the Frostland. What they actually did, though, is a bit unique, it's a bit interesting. It might be a long shot, but I'm going to tell you my theory. The Victorian land dreadnoughts carried key amounts of information related to the development of specific technologies that would then, within a certain period of time, lead to the creation of new resources that could further enhance the capabilities of generators in terms of heat generation, land dreadnought production, and other particular resources that could then later be used to construct even more sophisticated machines. We also found out that a large ship within the Frostland was also used to transport convicts and prisoners of war in an effort to boost or speed up the process of constructing land dreadnoughts and generator towers, thus adding to the fact that slave labor along with regular civilian labor was used in the creation of the generator sites. We are still not sure as to how many generator sites exist within the Frostland, but we do know that a lot of expeditions took place, leading to my conclusion that Her Majesty actually selected a place within the Frostland and evacuated to that area before civilization collapsed. Many mysterious caves exist within the Frostland that might open up into large areas where a generator tower, along with a large area for expansion and building, might exist. We are still not sure as to whether or not this information could be accurate in terms of the full details of what Her Majesty might have done during that time period. But what we do know is that within the Frostland, she might still be alive, somewhere within a city, or what remains of her children and the government itself, if they somehow manage to survive. Other nations might also exist within the Frostland, but we do know that some horrific acts might have also taken place. In addition to prisoners of war, child labor might actually have been one of the many principles used into the constitution of developing of land dreadnoughts and generator sites. This can be seen if you play the Winter Home, where the child labor initiative has been taken to the extreme. There are still many mysteries to discover, but it is hoped by subscribing to this channel, I will somehow shed some light on Frospunk's lore and mysteries within the game. So join me on this amazing adventure as I reveal and explain the game's lore and other pieces of content. I'll be back in a few minutes. I discussed radio towers long ago and far away and explained what these machines are capable of doing. In addition to that, I actually gave an entire timeline of the game's lore, starting from the year 1300 all the way to the year 1886 and 1887. The official beginning of the game takes place within December or August or November, from August to December of the year 1886, after winter took over and summer never showed. During that time, the empires of the world were fighting to find a way to sustain themselves and deal with the changing climatic conditions. However, civilization was not able to fully comprehend the gravity of the danger into which they were approaching. And so, as a result, many people died because of panic, chaos, and famine. However, throughout this entire situation, the British Empire, the strongest at the time, was able to somehow mount an expedition team and the necessary resources through exhausting all of its resources to create a ability for mankind to somehow manage to survive this horrific event. The deep freeze might have captured the civilizations of the old, but the new civilization would rise from the freezing cold moles of the old world, as many individuals fled the Frostland or fled areas on the edge of the Frostland in order to find a new beginning within it. Hence the creation of land dreadnoughts and other machinery. These expeditionary teams and science teams, prisoners of war, and others who were left in the Frostland would then eventually become the forerunners of the new civilization, led by a captain. Who is the captain? The captain is the leader of the land dreadnought or the leader of the expeditionary team who was in charge of the land dreadnought and was seated at the helm of its controls. He is the eternal leader of the city and is the de facto or the player's actual character. This individual does not have a physical representation within the city, but is the player himself. And this is all we know of the Frostpunk's lore. I'll see you in the next one.